Now, there's no shortage of fuel, but still cars are queuing for miles to fill up, despite government pleas to stop panic buying and just buy petrol when necessary. Is it wrong to suggest drivers at the pumps are the ones responsible because they're panic buying? Or are they just planning ahead to keep working and earning?
I do think it's like a lot of hysteria at the moment. I'm hoping it's all going to sort of disappear in a day or two when people calm down.
I had just under 3/4, yeah, but I still thought, well, I don't know how long this is going to take to resolve. So it could be more than a week, and I was frightened to run out of petrol. I've got a job to do, I've got my mother to look after, shopping, you know, people are frightened and people have got livelihoods who depend on driving.
I think it's crazy, it's just a self-fulfilling prophecy. It started off, I know there was a little bit of a problem and it's reported in the media and suddenly it's all blown up out of all proportion.
We're joined now by comedian, writer and actor Russell Kane, who says it's selfish if people are just topping up when they haven't actually run out of fuel. An actor and historian, Sir Tony Robinson, joins us as well. Now, Tony Robinson, oil and gas have been the cause of wars over the years. This is now spilling out onto Britain's forecourts, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm doing a series for Channel 4 at the moment on Saturday nights called Forgotten Wars. And if you look at the wars that we've fought since the end of the Second World War and the Falklands, they're all about oil security. Because if we don't have the oil flowing freely throughout the country, we can't live our lives in the way that we would want to. And whenever it's threatened, there's always this deep feeling of unease in the country that we're getting right now. And what infuriates me so much is that it shouldn't have been happening, because for 2 years we've known that there was going to be a shortage of haulage workers, and the government hasn't done anything about it. And so now the forecourts are full of cars desperately needing oil. And actually, we ought to have been training more people over the last 2 years. We should have worked out a way whereby haulage people could stay in the country who don't live in the country. We should have made the tests faster, all those things which report after report told the government should be doing, and it hasn't. So to pretend that this is all about human folly is just a trick. It actually obscures that our government has badly let us down.
Well, yes. And Russell Kane, before we allow you to vent your fury, let's just cross over to a petrol forecourt. Nick Dixon has been in Tunbridge Wells. People are being blamed for panic buying, Nick. Everyone's got a reason, though, haven't they, for filling up?
Yeah, I mean, certainly this morning I've been chatting to people since about 5 to 5 this morning, and everyone, as you say, has a reason, a very good reason for filling up. This area, talking to people here, seems to have been particularly bad in terms of getting fuel. It's just been impossible, apparently, over the last couple of days, and some people have been getting up in the wee small hours to try and fill up. I spoke to one lady who did exactly that so she could get on the school run and do her shopping. This fella here, Paul, works for Paul, you work for a building and tool hire company?
Yeah, Brandon Hire.
And how's it been for you this week, trying to get fuel?
Nightmare.
Really?
Absolute nightmare. It's just one big joke.
And what have you got at the moment? Have you filled up?
Yeah, I've managed to fill up, but that'll probably be it this week until deliveries start again.
Really?
So.
And did you struggle yesterday?
Yeah. I was looking around everywhere I went. It was just a nightmare getting round because there's so many queues blocking the roads.
Yeah.
I had to keep diverting here, there, and everywhere just to get to the job I do. So.
Okay. Thanks, Paul. I'll let you get onto your journey. In terms of the fuel situation here at the moment, they did have to close for a short time. They ran out of unleaded. They still have no unleaded fuel. They have short, sort of small supplies of the more expensive diesel at the moment, but the staff have told me they don't actually know when they're going to get more unleaded in.
So, Russell Kane, these people are behaving entirely rationally. Or would you say to that gentleman you should just go home and take the day off?
Well, I'd love to replay the timeline from a week ago without the leaked BP memo saying that we might run out of fuel in the future, to find out if we truly have run out of fuel and there truly aren't enough trucks to deliver it, or whether a leaked headline has caused people to panic. Just because someone says there's a shark in the water at Southend and we all start crushing each other, as soon as we realise there isn't a shark, it's not rational to continue crushing each other. There would be enough fuel if now the initial panic has come if we all used the amount we needed. It could simply be policed, in my opinion. I can't believe we're talking about getting the army involved. What is wrong with people? We need to become adults. I would police the forecourts using the staff that are there. If you have a quarter or tank or below, in you come. Fill up, fill your boots. Not a maximum order, a minimum order. If you're there to stick a fiver in because you've got to go to B&Q at the weekend with Peggy to pick up a new lawnmower, back you go. You've already got 90% of your tank. It's not that it's... I'm not even going to call it panic buying. I'm going to call it provoked buying due to an idiot announcement. All the things Tony said are true, but we would not have closed pumps if people had not behaved with idiotic selfishness when they already had 90% full tanks. It's not about turning away people that need fuel to work. It's about not going to the station when you don't need to. I'm touring stand-up. I still haven't been to the garage yet because I'm on a third of a tank. When I'm on a quarter, I will go and queue like one of the lemmings. For now, I will continue till I'm at a rational point.
But what if
you've
got to drive to Newcastle?
Well, guess what? At the point you reach a quarter of a tank, can you guess what's going to happen, Alistair? You're going to pull off the motorway and fill up with the other non-selfish people. I would even have 2 lanes, idiot and non-idiot. In you go, non-idiot, to fill up. You're halfway to Newcastle, are you? In you come, fill up. You're on quarter of a tank, Alistair. Welcome. It would be policed by Darren, who's probably behind the counter eating a pepperami at the moment, having a tea break. Out you come, Darren, into your high vis.
Will you stop trying out your new material live on television?
Alistair, I was late for my gig on Friday. Why? Because I was a queue for petrol. No, because I was using single-lane roads to get over to the Wirral, and they were spilling out dangerously from the garage onto the road. I was in a traffic jam for 20 minutes. I thought there'd been an accident. But no, there it was, Alfred and Peggy at the front. They probably got to do 2 miles tomorrow, and they've already got 90%. Yes, it's rational to refuel your car. No, it's not rational or thinking of other people to fill it up when you've got 90% already. And I'm convinced people are there topping up, not filling up. It shouldn't be a maximum order at the pump. It should be a minimum order. If you need less than £30 fuel, what are you doing here? Sod off. Goodbye.
Tony?
I think Alfred and Peggy are getting a really rough
they are
this morning,
but
Russell.
that's his gag material. But Tony, we've been talking on both yesterday and today. We've not had a government minister who will come on and discuss this with us. And we had Andrew Pearce of the Daily Mail earlier in the programme saying that the problem is the government has worked out every time they go out and talk about this, it just makes matters worse. Now, I wonder what that says about what we've reached as a country and as a political culture.
I think we've got an enormous problem now. You have to have some level of trust in your government. It doesn't matter whether they're Tory or Labour, it doesn't matter whether you voted for them or not. If they say something needs to be done for the good of the country because the country is in such and such a position, you have to believe them. Because if you don't, then the whole fabric of the country starts to break down. And however much I might have disagreed with them, I think Prime Ministers like Macmillan and even Thatcher had some kind of concept of public good, that there were times when we all needed to pull together, even though we might have disagreed wholly with the vast majority of their policies. We have lost that this time round. And I do think a lot of that is about the personality of Boris Johnson, who, for me, was someone who, as a little boy, was very privileged, very insecure, and so consistently told lies to his nanny because he knew he could get away with it. In the short term, it would work. In the long term, he would be forgiven and it wouldn't be a problem. And that kind of psychology is now at the centre of the heart of government, and nobody believes anything that he says. And they're quite justified in not believing them, and the rest of the cabinet who've caught this terrible illness because they keep changing their tune all the time. They denied that there was any problem with delivery at all. Then they said that it was the fault of the hauliers associations who were lying about it too. Now they're blaming the people in the forecourt, us, for being irresponsible because we need to get to the Wirral. And the goalposts keep changing simply because of those lies. And I think it's really the government desperately needs to change its attitude towards telling the truth to the citizens.
Well, listen, Tony, if Boris Johnson's nanny is out there, given we've got nobody from the government, it would be great if she would come on and perhaps explain what's going on.